Hi everyone, Joyce Erickson, your happiness igniter here, and I wanted to talk tonight something that I've learned today. And it's not really from someone who just teaches happiness, but I'm a human being, right? What I realized today, and I spent a lot of my life trying to push sadness away, right? Um, because I was always excellent, and and many of you have heard my excellent story before, and why I used to tell everybody I was excellent, but I pushed that sadness away. I felt hurt or disappointed or angry or really overwhelmed. Um, my instinct it was to go back to being positive as quickly as possible, because that's what felt good. It made me feel good. Um, but I've learned that our emotions aren't meant to compete. Not meant to compete with one another. They're meant to exist together. And here's what I mean by this. I can be sad and still be grateful, right? I'm sad that my mom passed away, but I'm grateful that I got to spend the time with her and got to see her for one last time before that happened. I could be grieving and still have hope, right? And grieving is one of those things that we do on our own time, and my time takes a little bit longer. But I still have hope that the world is phenomenal and that um, and and that when you're given and told that you have cancer and your face is going to have to be ripped apart and the cancer is going to have to be taken out and sewed back together. um, I had that hope, and that cancer went away. I could be crying and still experience joy. So I could be sad, crying, but still feel joy inside. People ask me how or what do you mean by that? Because really, joy isn't the same as happiness. Happiness is an emotion, right? So emotions come and go. Joy, true joy, comes from who you are at your core, right in your gut, right? Right in your core. It's always there in my mind. It's always there. That true joy is there. And you can learn to bring it up. I can bring it up when I need to. Sometimes it's just easier to, sometimes it's easier to feel than others. But it doesn't disappear just because sadness shows up. Joy doesn't disappear. It's still there. I've also realized that when I keep pushing difficult emotions away, they don't just vanish, they go deeper and they come knocking at my door at certain things. So, and they come knocking in not just ways that I necessarily want them to, but they come back sometimes as tension, overwhelm, anxiety, or just my nervous system being constantly on high alert, right? So our bodies and minds often carry what we don't allow ourselves to feel. And that's where releasing those things um, by really, really helps. So crying is a good release. Laughing is a good release. Yawning is a good release. Stretching is a good release. Those kinds of things. So that's why it's so important to let yourself experience those emotions, right? Experience those emotions. Because I believe emotions are really meant to move through us, not get stuck inside. Feeling sadness doesn't make you weak. I used to think it did, right? But it really truly doesn't. Feeling grief doesn't mean I've lost my happiness or my joy. Feeling angry doesn't make me a bad person. It's okay to feel angry. It's okay to feel frustrated. It's okay to feel sad. It's okay to feel grief. Just means I'm human. And today, I gave myself permission to feel every emotion that came my way. While I'm still remembering something even really more important, my joy is still there. Because my joy doesn't come from circumstances. It comes from who I am deep in my core. Joy and happiness comes from my core. And nothing and no one can take that away. Let me know your thoughts. Keep smiling, everybody.